a man walks into the hospital he's worked in for nearly 10 years, wearing scrubs, holding a clipboard, ID badge in full view. But two security guards don't see a doctor. They see a black man, and that's all they need. He tells them he's here to check on a patient. They don't listen. He shows them his badge. They don't care. Moments later, he's being dragged out the front door, in front of patients, nurses, cameras. No explanation, no apology, just humiliation. His name? Dr. Elijah Brooks, board-certified trauma surgeon, top of his class at Johns Hopkins, mentor to dozens, lifesaver to hundreds. But that day, he was just a target. Inside the hospital, phones buzz. The staff whispers. Some guy got kicked out pretending to be a doctor. They laugh. But one person doesn't. Nurse Kendra Hughes hears the name, and her stomach drops because she knows exactly who Dr. Brooks is. She's seen him work 16-hour shifts without blinking, seen him fight for patients no one else would touch, seen him clash with upper management for calling out negligence, for protecting black nurses, for refusing to stay silent. She knew he made enemies. She didn't know they'd stoop this low. So she pulls the security footage, the emails, the hidden complaints from other black staff. Patterns emerge. This wasn't a mistake. It was a purge. At the top of it all, Raymond Alton, hospital administrator, old money, older mindsets. He once called Dr. Brooks a liability in a white coat. Kendra's done being silent. She leaks everything. The footage, the internal memos, the whispers they tried to bury. It spreads like wildfire. Twitter, TikTok, CNN. Dr. Brooks trends in 11 countries. Patients speak out. Former students rally. A black mother posts, "Dr. Brooks saved my baby," and they threw him out like trash. The hospital scrambles. A board meeting is called. Kendra shows up with receipts, with other nurses, and with a lawyer. Dr. Brooks walks in, not as a victim, but as a witness. Alton? He stammers, sweats, denies, but the walls are closing in. He's placed on leave. An emergency review is launched. And Dr. Brooks? He's reinstated, with back pay and a press conference. He steps up to the mic, not to shout, but to teach. "This isn't just about me," he says. "It's about every black professional mistaken for the help. Every kid told to stay in their lane. Every system that punishes excellence wrapped in brown skin. I'm not leaving, I'm leading." Justice? It feels good. But something darker still lingers, because that night, as Raymond Alton walks to his car, a black sedan pulls up. The window rolls down. A man in a dark suit stares back at him, face shadowed, voice cold. "You were supposed to handle it," he says. "Now we've got a problem." The screen fades, but the question burns. Who's really behind Dr. Brooks's takedown, and how deep does the rot go? They tried to erase a black doctor, but they didn't expect him to fight back. Dr. Elijah Brooks had been reinstated. Apologies were made. Cameras flashed. Statements were released. But beneath the surface, something darker had begun to stir. because the man behind it all wasn't Raymond Alton. He was just the puppet. There was someone else pulling the strings, someone whose name didn't appear in emails, whose face stayed out of headlines, but whose fingerprints were everywhere. The night of the press conference, that man appeared in a black sedan, telling Alton he was supposed to handle it. Now Alton was gone, resigned, vanished from public view. And Dr. Brooks? He started getting messages, blocked calls, whispers in hospital halls, a manila envelope left on his windshield. Inside, a copy of his sealed residency file. A note: "They've been watching you longer than you think." Meanwhile, Nurse Kendra noticed her hours cut, her locker searched, her name suddenly flagged in HR. Another nurse whispered, "They're going after anyone who stood with him." Then came the subpoena. Dr. Brooks was being sued, not by the hospital, but by a private security firm with government ties. The charge? Defamation and breach of professional ethics. The name on the letterhead? Alton Rand Strategic Solutions. Alton's last name. But the other name? Rand. That's the key. Because buried deep in hospital contracts, under shell companies and false signatures, was a consulting deal between Alton Rand and multiple hospitals across the state. Their goal? Privatize security, replace union nurses, eliminate liabilities, meaning black doctors who questioned power, black nurses who refused to stay silent. It wasn't just about Elijah. This was systemic engineering, a silent purge hidden in policy, signed in ink, executed in silence. Dr. Brooks and Kendra dig deeper. They uncover footage from a nearby hospital. Another black physician dragged out last year. Same guards, same excuse, same cover-up. And then a whistleblower emails Kendra. No name, just one sentence. Check the donor list. What they find? Sickening. Alton Rand donated nearly $500,000 to minority outreach initiatives, including the same scholarship fund that helped Dr. Brooks through med school. They funded the dream, only to control the result. And now, someone's cleaning house. The whistleblower agrees to meet, a former Alton Rand executive. He has documents, contracts, photos, proof that could burn it all down. But on the day of the meeting, he doesn't show. His phone? Disconnected. His apartment? Ransacked. But on Dr. Brooks's doorstep that night, a single envelope, no return address, no note, just one thing inside: a photo of Dr. Brooks, taken 10 years ago, sitting in a hospital cafeteria, smiling, but behind him, in the blurry corner, a man in a suit, watching, unmoving, the same face, the same shadowed man from the black sedan, the man who told Alton, "You were supposed to handle it." This wasn't random. They'd been watching him for a decade, and now he's watching back. But if they've been watching him for 10 years, what exactly have they been waiting for? And why now are they ready to strike?